What's up, Bam Bam? Welcome back to our humble abode. Today we are going to make another comforting dish. We're going to make beef stew. Beef stew is something that I would normally bring to a potluck because it's automatically liked by everyone. Okay, for ingredients, we're going to need minced garlic, some sliced onions, cubed carrots, cubed potatoes, some celery, mushrooms, nag-uumapaw na mushrooms. You don't have to put all of it, but we'll see. Because they shrink in size, so some people love mushrooms like me, so we put a lot. And we're going to need olive oil to make it, because olive oil goes well with beef. So, parang luxurious siya, di ba? We're going to need Worcestershire sauce. Wow, di ako nabulol. We're also going to need cream of mushroom. We might just need one, I think. But I have two just in case. And then for flavor as well, we're going to need onion soup mix. This box, it comes with 2 packets, so we're only going to use 1 packet. And of course, for our beef, today I'm going to use beef fingers, boneless beef fingers. But you may also use the boneless beef chuck roast. And I wouldn't recommend beef ribs because this is a dish that we easily want to eat. So we don't want to have to fight with the bone, diba? So boneless tayo, okay? Alright, and this is how we're going to slice our beef. It'll be cubes. So it's up to you what your bite size is. So of course guys, this is beef, so this is gonna take a little time kasi kailangan it melts in your mouth, diba? Para talagang masarap siya. Probably 1.5 hours to 2 hours to cook this dish. For me, when I cook beef, I cook a big batch because napakatagal palambutin, diba? So masarap naman init-initin yung mga ganitong ulam. So, it's okay. Just make a big batch. And then you don't have to cook the next day. Or you have something for lunch at work. Para sulit na yung pagod at oras natin. Okay. Ooh! Alright, I'm just going to rinse my knife and my board. Now that we got everything prepped, let's start sauteing. Syempre, we have to wear apron to protect our clothes dahil pag mantika, napakahirap tanggalin. Mag-apron na lang tayo, diba? Huwag na natin pahirapan yung sarili natin. Okay, let's get started. Let's turn on our stove to medium-high heat. I'm going to use olive oil. Not too much. We're not going to use too much olive oil kasi the beef is already fat enough. And if you don't want that, you can just choose a leaner beef cut para mas healthy. Pero yung flavor kasi nasa tabay. Okay lang naman paminsan-minsan. Huwag naman everyday, diba? Twice a week, ganyan. Sabayan natin ang exercise. Hindi tayo masyadong guilty. Oh, and I want to share, guys, na this recipe is actually my mom's, passed down from my grandma pa, on my mother's side. So, recipe to talaga ng lola ko. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you. Okay, now let's start with our garlic. Okay, susunod natin ang onions. I know you're probably going to ask me, kung pwede ba ito sa slow cooker? Yes. Actually, I recommend Instapot. Pero if you don't have that, okay lang. You can dump all the ingredients and just leave it and put it on slow cook. I'm not a big fan of pressure cooking kasi feeling ko hindi siya ganun kalasa. The flavor is not enough for me. Parang feeling ko shortcut siya. So, I really take the time. And the reason I said Instapot kasi sa Instapot, you can saute with slow cooker, hindi pwede, di ba? Masarap yung ginisa na flavor. So, I'd rather saute it personally. Our onions are almost wilted and translucent. Going to add in our beef. Charan! Ang galing mag-focus. Nakakatuwa. Choka. Diba? Ang liwanag. Okay. Here goes our beef. Wow, medyo marami to. But like I said, okay lang na dagdagan nyo na. Then, you can have somebody taste it. You can share it. Diba? So, we're going to just brown our beef. If you have a wider pan, that's better. Para ma-layout nyo na mabuti yung beef nyo. Hindi siya parang patong-patong. But I picked this Copper Chef kasi non-stick siya. So, tsatsagain ko na lang yan. Importante na non-stick to. For me, ang cooking beef stew because pakukulo natin siya ng matagal. And at some point, you're gonna have to keep checking on it and scraping the bottom kasi may tendency siya na tumikit. So, it'll make your life easier if you use a non-stick pan. So, tulad ko ngayon, at medyo patong-patong sila. So, what I'm going to do is, tataktakan na natin ang flavor. Maybe like 2 pinches lang. For now. Because there's also salt in the onion packet. So, hindi masyadong ano. You can always add later, so don't add too much just yet. And of course, ground black pepper. A good pinch. Right? And tataktakan na natin itong, say it with me, Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire? Paano ba yun? Worcestershire is a place, right? Okay, ilan ba yun? Parang tatlong taktak. So, I would say, mga 1 to 2 teaspoons of this. So, I'm just gonna give it a good toss. Yan. Para maglasa yung ginisa with the beef. And we're going to cover it. We'll let it change its color for about 4 minutes. Of course, ako si Miss Timer. Dahil makakalimutin. 5 minutes. Let's check on our beef. Wow, ayun na. So, it's bubbling away and most of them turned brown already. So, next, ang ilalagay natin ay cream of mushroom. So, we'll try to do one first. Itong beef na to is 3 pounds of beef fingers. Oh my God! Paano yan? Okay. Hopefully. And then, gagamit tayo ng spatula para magaling i-scrape. Oops! Hindi po nag-earthquake. Tinamaan ko yung aking tripod. Oh, wow! Don't you just love that? It just falls right off. Okay. Looks like we're going to need 2. Gawin na natin 2 para ano talaga siya, saucy. tingnan ko. Magsa-slide out na rin ba? Okay. At this point, kung sobra siya kumulo, we can turn our heat a little bit lower. I'm just going to mix it in. So somehow we can break down our cream of mushroom. Now we're going to add our flavoring. You know, actually ito, you don't have to have this. I don't think my Lola added this in her original recipe. You can just add, you know, more onions if you want to. So, extra lang ito. And this is how it looks like. So, like I said, this is a little bit salty. So, be careful when you add salt. Don't add too much just yet, diba? Until our dish is almost done, then you're going to taste it, then you can just add more at that point. Okay? And as you can see, our sauce is really thick because we're not done yet. We're going to add water or beef broth if you have it, but water's fine kasi our beef is already flavorful, and the longer you cook it, the more it's going to release more beef flavor. So, okay lang kahit wala tayong beef broth. Okay. Parang sumisigaw ako, no? Here comes our water. So, I like to add just enough to cover the beef. I don't want to add too much kasi this is not a soup dish. So, but of course, as we boil this, the liquid is obviously going to evaporate. That's why it's important to check on it every at least 10 minutes to scrape off the bottom so it doesn't stick, and then add more liquid if needed. And that's the secret of building a flavorful sauce, honestly. You keep adding the liquid a little at a time and then let it evaporate, and yung flavor nagbi-build up siya kasi it just stays there. The flavor doesn't evaporate, it's just the liquid, diba? So, ganun yun. So, kailangan ng time at patience. Hindi pwede yung iwanan mo na lang and then bahala ka na dyan. Diba? Check mo din siya. Okay ka lang ba? Anong kailangan mo? Diba? Parang friendship. Actually, very thick pala yung ano natin. I'll add a little bit more. Yeah, enough na yan. That's enough. Because it will evaporate. Oh, and one more thing. I like to throw in the celery para may aroma na siya na mabango. It's up to you if you want your celery like a little bit crunchy. You can do this later on. But for me, I like my celery medyo not mushy, but it doesn't have to be crunchy for me. And plus, I like the aroma more. So I'm gonna put it in there already. Yan. Stir it again. You know what? May naisip ako. Now that I'm looking at our beef stew, medyo maputla siya. May nakalimutan ako. Soy sauce. Kukunin ko. Excuse me, nandito sa likod ng cabinet. Sa likod na. Okay. So I'm going to add soy sauce. It doesn't have to be dark soy sauce. You can use regular Filipino soy sauce. Kikkoman, I don't know. Kasi may kakaibang flavor. Parang meron siyang liquor flavor. So, I don't know about Kikkoman. That's up to you. Pero, kahit regular Filipino soy sauce, pwede na. Okay. I'm going to add about probably a tablespoon. Yan. Oo, kasi naalala ko naglalagay nga ng soy sauce ang lola ko. Soy sauce and Lane Parents. Yun ang main ano. Yan, medyo nag-brown na siya. Hopefully, it'll turn browner as we boil. Let's go ahead and cover it. And we'll set our timer for, I'm gonna do 10 minutes muna. And I'm gonna check on our heat. Medium high. So this is going to really bubble up. So be careful when you open it later. Medyo parang volcano lang na kumukulong lava. So sa ngayon, you can do something like put away dishes, wash dishes, or you can just relax. It's up to you. Okay? Be right back. Okay, 10 minutes. Check on it after 10 minutes. Great. Ooh, remember what I told you? Ayan, parang vulkan. It's like an active volcano with the lava bubbling like crazy. So, gently scrape it or else you're going to burn yourself. Like I always do. Kasi lagi akong nag-gigil, nagmamadali. For no reason. So, don't be like me. Oh gosh, I forgot to turn off my music. Part talaga ng pagluluto yan. You have to play some music. Okay, tama na. Alexa, pause. Nakakaya naman sa inyo. Baka hindi nyo na ako maintindihan. It's been about 40 minutes since we've boiled our beef. We've been stirring it every 10 minutes or less because it's been sticking to the bottom of the pan. But like I said, if you're using a non-stick pan, you won't have any burnt residues. So, but yes, it's definitely sticking. So it's important to stir it around every now and then while we're boiling. Our sauce is has reduced. And it's a little bit thicker, more velvety. So just keep stirring it around and scrape the bottom. So it has been 40 minutes. So I'm going to test it and see if I can cut it with my fork. Oh, not bad. Okay. And also I'm going to try it now. See? We don't need any more salt. So the 2 pinches that we put earlier, that's good enough because the whole packet of onion mix is already salty. So you can also just do half of that if you want, but to me it's just enough because we added 2 cans of the cream of mushroom, and actually that has sodium too. So kahit hindi ka na maglagay ng salt, I think okay lang din. Okay, so we're gonna cover that back. Give it another 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Timer starts now. And also, I forgot to mention earlier that for your potatoes, since we're not going to dump them in right away, if you're going to pre-slice them, I suggest that you soak them in water while you're waiting so they don't turn brown. So this is what I did. It's been 5 minutes. And there it is. Don't be scared, guys. You can use this as a shield. Ganyan. Gentle lang. So yes, I can still feel the stuff that's stuck to the bottom. Stir and scrape gently. We're going to drop in our carrots first. Actually, we're going to let the carrots cook for about a minute or 2 ahead of the potatoes because the kind of potatoes I got is the golden yellow and they're pretty tender. So 1 minute lang. Yes, even 1 minute tinatimer ko. Ganun pala like memory ko. Okay, so after 1 minute of the head start for the carrots, I'm gonna dump our potatoes in. So it's up to you how much vegetables you want, so I'll leave that up to you. So for me, I'm just gonna dump all that in because we're pretty good eaters here in this house. Walang nasasayang. So, pwede naman parang ano siya, vegetarian beef stew. Okay, so as you can see, medyo our consistency is very thick. And with that, I decided to put a little bit more water. Because when this gets cold, after when we have leftovers, it's gonna be super thick. So only a little bit because we're gonna give the vegetables a chance to render off some liquid from them as well, natural liquids. So I want to say about 1/4 to half of a cup lang. Okay, just so, yeah, half a cup. Okay, that should be good. So again, I know it's kind of tedious, like checking on it like every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes for like an hour. I know. If you don't feel like doing that, you can put it, like I said, in a slow cooker. Just dump everything, like your onions, your garlic, the beef, the Leon Barons or Worcestershire sauce, your celery. But I would do the vegetables last, like maybe the last an hour or 30 minutes. But other than that, yeah, you can just dump everything. We can also now add our mushrooms. So I feel like mine is overloaded with vegetables. It gets thick pretty quick. I think I'm gonna add water. So now the total of water I've added is about 1 cup. And since we don't want to waste any more ingredients because we're going somewhere, I'm just going to put all my mushrooms in. So I'm going to add more water. So tansya-tansya lang. But don't worry guys, I'm going to have the exact recipe on the description below the video. I'm going to have the complete recipe, so don't worry. Give it 5 minutes. And we're almost done. Okay, it's been 5 minutes with the vegetables. So we'll do a fork test. First with our carrots. Get a big piece to really test it. Okay. It's tender, but there's still a bite. I don't mind that. But you can cook it longer, the way you want it. I'm sure the potatoes, ayan no. See? Nagbe-break down siya agad. So, yun to. Dahil tikiman portion na, nandito na siya.
Siyempre.
Ano na. Okay. So, kuha ka ng kutsara. Para tikman mo yung beef. Or actually, dito na lang pala. So, I'll give you a little piece. Mushroom.
Carrot muna. Kain.
Malambot.
Malambot yung carrot tapos yung sauce. Malasa. Very good. Mushroom.
Yeah. Hindi, alam ko masarap yan. Good, Ethan.
Looks like a brunch.
How's your silent? Thank you very much, guys, for sticking with us. We hope you like and try the recipe. And remember, God is good.
All the time.
God is good.